Hey, Shalom. Before I begin, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Hakodash. Double honors to my teachers, the head apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, and the Kazakh Shalom to the hopeful elect. It's the brother Layash from the church here in Cleveland, Ohio. Lord willing, back with another edifying Let's Do the Spirit. Real quick, this is based off a conversation I had with a beloved brother. But I'm bring the precept and explain, but this is Sirach, or Ecclesiastes 27 rather. My son, prove thy soul and thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it. So you have to know the things that can hinder you from your walk. Matthew 5:29, it says, and if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out. As a matter of fact, straight to the point. If thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. So you're literally not going to pluck your eye out. But if you have a problem, say for instance, just based off the verse above, using adultery as an example. If using that fucking nigga bitch spirit in the world, it might not be a good idea for you to indulge in the club culture. It might not even be a good idea for you to listen to certain music and get you back in that mode. Watching certain forms of media, whether it's social media or TV shows that incite that demon. That's not good for you. That is an example of plucking your eye out. If you knew you had a 420 demon on you, you used to smoke like Snoop Wiz and Willie Nelson combined, might not be a good idea for you to hang around smoke shops of people still smoking bud. Shit you think will be common sense. But once we enter into this truth, we understand how those spirits play on you. Matthew 18:8, it says, wherefore, if thy hand or thy foot offend thee, cut them off and cast them from thee. So again, you're literally not going to cut off your hands and feet. But people, places, things that hinder you from serving the Lord, they have to go. It is better for thee to enter into life halt or maim rather than having 2 hands or 2 feet to be cast into everlasting fire. That's why this whole ministry is equated to a Passover. One piece of leaven ruins the whole lump, We're constantly purging out and killing that old man in hopes that the Lord deems our sacrifice worthy. And we do that by paying attention to the spirit. The more we grow, the more we know, like, okay, some things are lawful, but aren't necessarily expedient. There's certain things that I can do and still maintain a certain level of production in this truth. And there's certain weeks where I notice more distractions or X, Y, and Z, and I'm not as fervent for the Lord. So those are the things you need to cut off. The Lord sets those limitations, even when it comes to studying. Ecclesiastes 12:12 says, and further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. All right, the balance is, we're not supposed to be ignorant of any matter, small or great. Prove all things. Sirach 5:15 says, be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small. But going back to that Ecclesiastes, if you read too much, you indulge too much, you'll bug yourself out. You'll think you're on a level. and you'll end up bugging yourself out. Proverbs 25:16, it says, Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for thee, lest thou be filled therewith and vomit. So the honey, that's the you can compare that to the scriptures. This doctrine, this book is considered nourishment. Many times it's been compared to milk, wine, honey. Meat, certain topics of the scriptures, things that we consume. Eat so much as is sufficient for thee. I'm not on the same level as Apostle or Apostle Gabar. I'm not on the same level as a camp head. You do what you can with your portion of faith. Everybody's entrance is the same. That Revelation 3:20, that door, which represents your mind, your house shall knocks, and you enter in, and you abound in the grace of Yahushua through having a solid foundation in the milk and expounding from there. That's going to look differently for everybody. So understanding key concepts in the scriptures like balance and the limitations that the Lord sets in order to keep you sane, in order to keep you profitable for the sake of the ministry. It's Proverbs 11:1. It says, a false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. So just like I brought out the two opposing sides with that Ecclesiastes 12 and then the Sirach. See, much weariness of the flesh from too much studying as opposed to not being ignorant in any small matter. That's why we're different parts of the same body. That's where the offices come into play. The Lord takes that pressure off you by you following the chain of command, being in order and being in tune with the Spirit. So the more that you're in tune with the Spirit, you're going to reap the things of the Spirit. So just keeping these key concepts in mind, you have to have rule over your spirit. And it's possible. The Lord is not going to set us up with impossible tasks. Proverbs 25:28, he that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. You're susceptible to anything. All types of attacks. And these attacks come in the form of spiritual attacks. So if you don't find out the things that are profitable for your spirit, if you don't find out the things that help you further yourself along in the ministry, with that eyesight, with that, with the Holy Spirit, with the Comforter, ultimately you're gonna be SOL. So find out the things that help keep you, close to Yahweh Shem Shai, to help keep you in the fight. That's not gonna look the same as some of your running mates, some of the brothers that you're around. And for your newcomers that's into the fold, because there's new people waking up to this truth every day, understand this, that these limitations are set for a reason, to buffet us from being proud. Just like that thorn and the Apostle Paul's side, certain things are done just to keep us humble and contrite exactly where the Lord wants us. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. Until next time, shalom.